Hello and welcome to this presentation prepared for you by four promising student teachers in hopes of better understanding young children's behaviors. Today our topic is aggression. We will present to you details about aggressive behavior and present the theoretical analysis of it. We will also suggest useful strategies to be used with young children who exhibit aggressive behaviors, followed by a storytelling of an aggression social story. I urge you to listen attentively as my group members present the information.
Hello everyone, my name is Kayan Gottgens and I'm here to shed some light on aggression. According to Oxford Dictionary, aggression is defined as hostile or violent behavior or attitude towards another, readiness to attack or confront. In similar fashion, according to Dwyer, 2016, the act of aggression in a young child is manifested as hits, kicks, bites, temper tantrum, bullying, as well as verbally attacking another individual. Cherry 2018 states two types of aggression as impulsive. This type of behavior is characterized as anger in the heat of the moment, and instrumental aggression. This type of behavior is a planned attack on another person for a particular reason. Cherry further states that aggression is influenced by biological, physical, and environmental factors. Meanwhile, Gabby and Joel 2016 argue that aggression in children is triggered by poor relationship skills, an underlying health issue, stress, or frustration. Comparatively, Sigmund Freud postulated that aggression is the way humans cope or not cope with the fear of death. Encyclopedia on Early Child Development 2019 proposed that aggression in early childhood age children are considered normal as brain and motor skills development takes place. They will demonstrate behaviors such as hitting or kicking. Additionally, it is up to an adult to assist children to curb unacceptable behavior through effective interventions which are socially acceptable. Nevertheless, Cherry further states that aggression can be classified as mental, physical, emotional, and verbal. In fact, an intervention strategy suggested by Encyclopedia on Children and Early Childhood Children 2019 is inciting the use of peaceful behavior through negotiation, cooperation, or compromising, as well as reinforcing positive behavior through virtue stories highlighting socially acceptable behaviors.
According to Angela Oswald, aggression peaks around the age of 4. Younger preschoolers engage in instrumental aggression, which includes hitting, kicking, or shouting to obtain an object that they desire. Children between 4 and 7 years old tend to use hostile aggression in retaliation for perceived hurt. This can consist of physical injury or social exclusion. Albert Bandura's social learning theory posits that behavior is shaped through interactions between cognitive, behavioral, and environmental influences. The cognitive aspect refers to the child's mental processes, knowledge, and attitudes. Behavioral influences include the child's skills, practices, and self-efficacy. Environmental influences are the child's physical surroundings, interactions with parents and peers, and social norms. Bandura's social learning theory combines aspects of the behavioral theory and cognitivism. Bandura postulates that learning occurs through observation, imitation, and modeling. This theory infers that aggression is learned behavior. Children observe behavior and form an idea of how to perform it. The observation acts as a guide for future behavior. Aggressive behavior is observed from parents, family members, peers, TV shows, teachers, and others in society. These are known as the influential models. Children copy the behavior Then there is either punishment or reinforcement of the behavior that was copied. Behavioral change then occurs depending on the consequences of the child's actions as well as their observation of the consequences of the action when it is displayed by other children. Bandura conducted several experiments known as the Bobo doll experiments to investigate observational aggression. It was concluded that children who were exposed to aggressive behavior imitated the behavior the most. Bandura conducted further research whereby children observed the aggressive model being rewarded or punished. The control group exposed to punishment did not repeat the behavior as they expected negative consequences, while the results were the opposite for the other group. Children's aggressive behavior can be altered with guidance. Children may learn to self-regulate and compromise with others. As a result, they stop using aggression to get what they want. In other cases, physical and verbal aggression continues throughout childhood.
Parents whose children display aggression problems could attest that dealing with their behaviors are far from easy. The anger, frustration, and irritability they typically display barely scratches the surface of their usual temperament. Nevertheless, effective interventions have been designed to target and improve these problematic behaviors. Strategy 1. Teach children to express themselves by putting a name to the emotions they are feeling, as suggested by Cleveland Clinic 2018. This can be done by verbalizing the actions and expressions of various emotions and matching them to emotion flashcards. Strategy 2. Teach children active calming techniques to use to maintain composure, such as the drain and the star, as suggested by Loving Guidance 2005. For the drain, children extend out arms and pretend arms are faucets. They tighten their arms, shoulder, and face muscles as tight as they can. Then they exhale slowly, making a shh sound, and release all their muscles, draining out all the stress. Strategy 3, as Benish and Bramlett 2011 suggests, use social stories to target aggression as well as improve socialization skills. These stories are strategically written to emphasize the specific skill the child needs to improve, as well as the behavioral steps needed to accomplish it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Storytime. Today we are going to read a story on the little fish called Marlin and how he overcame his aggression behavior. Marlin Adventure. Marlin loses his cool. Under the deep blue sea lived 4 little fish friends named Sushi, Bubbles, Marlin, and Goldie. The 4 little fish friends loved playing together. They played tag, hide and seek, and many other games together. Marlin loved playing these games, but only played when it was a game of his choice. When he didn't get to play the game he chose or lost at it, he would become very, very angry. This made his fish friends afraid of playing with him. Marlin would shout mean words at his friends, and at times he would become aggressive and pushed or hit them. This made Bubbles, Sushi, and Goldie very, very sad, and they did not want to play with Marlin anymore because of his aggressive behavior. Marlin soon realized that his friends were avoiding him, and he became very unhappy. His mommy noticed his behavior and asked what's wrong. Marlin told his mommy about what was happening. She comforted him and said, "Marlin, it's okay to feel angry, but it's never okay to hurt others with your words or actions. Whenever you feel like this, just take deep breaths and try to remain calm." Marlin thought about what his mommy said and soon realized that his behavior was wrong. He did not realize that he was hurting his friends, but he was determined to fix things. He quickly swam and apologized for his actions. He promised to never hit or call them mean names again, and his friends forgave him. When things did not go his way, Marlin always remembered his mother's words and remained calm. Mal and friends were no longer afraid of him and they played happily ever after. Thank you so very much for joining me at Storytime. Bye!
Early childhood aggression manifests itself verbally, physically, and socially. Many theories and research exist hypothesizing and underlining causes of this type of behavior. Bandura's social learning theory and Bobodol experiments provide evidence that aggression is observed and learned. Children's cognitive behavior and environment influence their conduct. Parents and caregivers can manage aggressive behavior by 1. Teaching children how to verbally express their feelings, 2. Teaching children how to keep calm, and 3. By reading social stories to children. Positive behavior can be achieved with guidance.